Hi, this is Gary Kay. We're at the beginning of day 2 of InfoComm 2021, and I'm here with Sandi Stambaugh, Senior Vice President of TD Synnex now. Sandi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Gary?
I'm doing well. Last time we were together, you were just Synnex. Now you're TD Synnex. Tell me what that means.
We are, yeah, no. So lots of things going on for sure. So yeah, so TD Synnex, we're now 7 weeks into this since close of this integration, and big things for our integrators. So doubling down on our specialized focus around the Pro AV channel, around our collaboration business, digital signage and large scale communications. We're expanding our sales organization. Obviously, we've got a lot of folks on both sides, right, coming together, and so really excited about the added services that we're able to offer to our AV integrators, as well as the enhanced specialized team to help support this channel. So.
And for those of you who don't know, the TD stands for Tech Data, or what once was Tech Data, and there was a merger, and now it's TD Synnex. Now, when you're combining two organizations that kind of, I mean, let's be honest, competed with each other, and all of a sudden now are working together, how does that work? Like, tell me what actually had to happen and sort of what changed. I noticed that basically everything that was Tech Data is now really what you already had set up. Obviously, the structure you had already set up, Sandi had already set up, is the structure they decided they preferred because everything was absorbed into your team. That's at least as an outside observer what I perceived. Tell me how that worked.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of both, right? So what we've done, I mean, it's truly a merger of equals, and we're taking the best of both organizations and we're bringing it together. And it was actually a lot more complementary than you probably would expect when you look at the overall business. For us, yeah, the value-added space around visual solutions. Absolutely, we've expanded our team and we're focused here, but then also we have alignment with Maverick in Europe, and so now we actually have more of a global opportunity and positioning to help our partners, right? And so that's something that I'm really excited about. So Joel, who runs the Maverick business in the UK, he and I are partnered together now to help deliver, more cohesive solutions for our partners.
So going along that lines, so if I have an integrator that I'm only here in the U.S. and I have a client, let's say Price Waterhouse, and they have a client that's in Europe, you can help facilitate the AV companies working together. Absolutely. Because they're both buying from TD Synnex?
Absolutely.
That's an interesting way of helping, because I mean, let's be honest, most of the clients now are becoming more global, and they're duplicating what they're doing in one location rather than saying, well, we have this and you have this. So that is actually going to be a benefit. Now, tell me what, you had Visual Solve and you had Collab Solve as sort of the two big teams, but I see a lot of crossover between Visual Solve and Collab Solve, because I see a lot of collaboration all of a sudden moving into other stuff. The collaboration used to be this sort of like siloed area, but now, I mean, I'm seeing collaboration products in classrooms. I'm seeing collaboration products, government applications.
Very horizontal, right? It's
talk about the synergy between those two groups and what we'll see differentiated between each one.
Yeah, so we've segmented a little bit. So our Visual Solve business, we kind of spun off the Collab business out of kind of what we call our visual solutions category. We did that actually March of 2020, right before we all went home, right? So really we're focused on, large scale digital communications, which obviously is really, we're at a peak right now. Yeah. I feel like from a demand perspective, right? That's right. So our physical security business, surveillance access, our broadcast business, and pro video really, and then traditional pro audio is within our Visual Solve group as well, and then like I said, digital communications, and then our Collab business. You're right, it's much more horizontal. It really touches every vertical, especially now, right? Yeah. So, and that's where we're pulling together all the the platforms and the voice communications, the communications platforms as well as video, all under one umbrella, trying to make it a little easier for our customers. You're right, everybody has collaboration products right now, and so trying to navigate that's a little complicated. And so through Collab Solve, we tried to simplify. So we have pre-sales engineers that help pull the full solution. They're vendor agnostic. They'll actually get on the phone with our partners and users in a lot of cases and help them, understand what they're trying to accomplish, and then build out that, BOM for them or alongside them if they prefer, and really kind of pulling all of that together. And then the other pieces that, we're not really talking about is network security as a big part of it as well.
That's a good point.
And then that cloud infrastructure. And so we have the ability to kind of use our IT background a little bit and bring those engineers into these conversations as well, so that our partners are delivering secure communications to their partners, right, to their customers.
Actually, that's interesting. That brings up a thought of a different question. So, in a way, we are, as an AV organization, responsible for or installing. We're installing a lot of network stuff. Is there a packaged service, or shouldn't AV integrators be selling cybersecurity services as a service, and even the hardware that goes along with it? Is that something you've thought about bringing into VisualSolve, or do they have to go back out and become an integrator for a different division, or how's that work?
No. We are all things to them, right? So a partner comes to us, and we can help build out that full, offering. And yeah, I mean, absolutely, they should be considering network security. A lot of our integrators are starting to do it, though. They're having to offer pen testing and that type of thing before they can even deploy an opportunity, right, or a technology. So yeah, so we're offering that service to them. We've got the really great thing is I've got experts all over the building that we can tap into, and our sales organization is responsible for doing that, and then also, like I said, our pre-sales engineering team, and then we have those services out in the field as well. So if we need to go deeper, we have the capability of doing that and coming alongside our partners on them. So.
All right, and a lot of changes and a lot of service-based. It's interesting. The more I hear you talk, I'm hearing you talk more and more about services as being the key to the future of TD Synnex and what you're offering to your clients. I mean, obviously, you're going to supply a lot of products, but you've specifically mentioned 4 or 5 services. Is that intentional, or does that come from the request from the integrator? Like, are these things that an integrator brought up and said, hey, we should consider that service? Or is that because of the synergy between the heritage of Synnex, for example?
It's probably a little bit of both, but Gary, I mean, I have 2 advisory councils that tell us how to run our business, right? I mean, I'm not an integrator. I'm not going to pretend like I know what it's like to walk in their shoes, but at the same time, we've got these integrators that do advise us and help us understand where they need help. And then the other piece that we've got within the TD Synnex world is SMEs from end users, right? So former chief of police, former law enforcement officer, former educators, technology coordinators of school district, former nurse, that come in and they kind of help give us some insight as to kind of the needs in the marketplace, and then we partner with our customers to try to help them deliver that. And wherever we can add efficiency to their business, cut costs out of their business, and they can lean on us a little bit, that's where we're really invested.
Now, are you now tdsynnex.com, or are you still the separate websites, or synnex.com?
We're all 3 right now, actually.
So we can go to synnex.com, techdata.com, or tdsynnex.com,
right.
and you can get to VisualSolve or CollabSolve, one of those 3 ways. Sandi Stambaugh, thank you for joining me. Thanks for having me. And thanks for all you do for the industry, and thanks for exhibiting. Because a lot of companies dropped out, but you're still here. Thanks for watching. We got a lot of video to shoot. It's just the beginning of day 2. Hey, we got a lot more to bring to you. Thanks for watching.